Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Random Thoughts. I'm glad to be back. I've been undergoing a lot of projects, lately. But however, I'm glad to be here. So, very quickly, let's talk about something. There's this scripture, that says that to everything, there is a season, and to every purpose there is a time. Most times when people read that scripture, what they interpret from that scripture is that when you give your life to Christ or when you become born again, your life becomes in times and seasons. So most times they kind of limit that scripture to refer to Christians and their walk with God. Okay, but the truth is, what that scripture says is plain. It doesn't mean once. To everything, whether it's a human being, whether it's in fact, if you read the subsequent scriptures, the following scriptures, it tells you about the time to plant, the time to all of those things. So it tells you that for every single thing, literally, there are times and seasons in your business, in your family, your aspirations, your goals, whatever it is in life. Life is in times and seasons. You can't change that. You can't reinvent the wheel. So personally, I've noticed that, and it's wisdom when you begin to pay attention to your times and seasons. You become much more productive when you are aware of your times and seasons. Okay, personally in my life, I wish I knew this earlier, but it's okay anyway. I didn't find out late, but at least I wish I knew much earlier that life is actually in times and seasons, and I was more conscious for that. But I came to realize that my life is in seasons of 3 months and 6 months. Okay, every 3 months something changes in my life. Every 6 months something changes. Every 3 months sometimes I get to experience like really really good things, and sometimes 3 months I just experience another maybe season of growing, season of learning that is not as comfortable as other seasons used to be. That has just been my actually my own seasons. And I listen to spiritual people who I believe are doing well in business. When I mean spiritual people, I mean even the ones that are Christians, even the ones that are not Christians but are somewhat spiritual. Okay, because spirituality is not religion. So when I say someone is spiritual, I don't mean he's a Christian. Okay, I just mean he's conscious of the realm of the spirit. Okay, so when I listen to these people, I get to hear them share about their lifestyle, about things like this. I found out that they know these things. Okay, I listen to someone that I really respect so much. So he talked about how his life his own season is in 7 years. Some said their own is in three years. Some said 1 year. I don't know, but however, I just need you to know that your life is in times and seasons. So if you're conscious, if you're conscious of these things, it helps you to maximize every season of your life. It doesn't mean that the season must always be highs and lows. No, that's not the case. But you can, with a good knowledge of your timings and your seasons, you will know how to maximize each season such that your life is growing exponentially. It doesn't matter where you're in a season where you should not be blooming, you're still blooming right there in that season. Okay, because personally, the times when I was in a season where I wasn't doing, how would I say, unlike other seasons where anything I touch, turns to gold. I just live in a perpetual form of I'm just an ascended kind of position, as regards my experience, right? Unlike those seasons, I begin to find out that okay, there's a bit struggle here. There's a little bit of friction in trying to achieve the things I want to achieve. So I now learned to make those kind of seasons the period for growth. Those kind of seasons where I don't get to just fly in the sense of fly. I just find out that most of those times God is trying to slow me down a little bit, teach me some things, get me grounded in certain areas that might become a problem if I sort of move to another level, right? Or maybe if I enter another season. Okay, so if you're keen to pay attention to your times and seasons, it helps you to maximize your times and seasons. You know when to do nothing, you know when to take action, you know when to grow. It's not every time of your life that is a time for merriment. There are some times that calls for deep spiritual retreats. There are times where you really need to pay attention to some a certain area of your life and decide to grow in that particular area. So the knowledge of times and seasons it really helps you. it's not every tool that is necessary for every season. There's some seasons when your greatest tool will just be quietness. Okay, that will be your best season. Sometimes your greatest tool can be just finding a way to promote yourself. Okay, maybe in your business or whatever it is you're doing. Now remember that this scripture says for everything. So when I'm talking about times and seasons, it might not just be in your life, but in your business. I also found out that in my business too, that somehow we're actually experiencing times and seasons too. Okay, we've had good times, we had crazy times when we hit rock bottoms. Those are times and seasons, and the ability to remain steady no matter the season is where it comes by understanding the demands for each season. And when you know this, it gives you a lot of advantage, it gives you a lot of power to stand through the test of every time. And you also need to know that every season comes with its own unique test. The tools for winning the battles of the previous season might not be the tools for winning the battles of the next season. Okay, so be conscious of these things. Don't play your life like a chess. Okay, don't play your life like a chess. Don't just gamble your life away there. Be conscious of times and seasons, and this will really help you out. So this is just my thoughts for the meantime. So catch you guys sometime on Random Thoughts again. Cheers.